All right, we have made it to the last level of our solving equations notes. So these equations get just a little bit harder today because now, along with variables on both sides, we also are going to have to use our distributive property. You can go ahead and see the quick notes have been filled out for you with an example that you can refer back to. I'm going to talk about it just a little bit. But notice that we have some steps here to get us started. It says to solve equations that have variables on both sides and or parentheses, follow the steps below. Step 1, if either side contains parentheses, apply the distributive property. So we can see that we have parentheses both on the left side and on the right side in this equation. You can see that the distributive property has been applied right here to give us 2x minus 10. And we also had to apply it on the right. We had to multiply through by negative 3 to give us negative 3x plus 3. Notice the signs there. We had a negative 3 times a negative 1, which gave us a positive 3. Also notice that we have this little guy out here that we're going to have to simplify on the left side before we move on. So after we distribute, we move on to step 2. It says combine like terms on the left side. So now we're going to deal with those two constants, which are like terms, and we're going to combine them to make negative 8. So now we here have 2x minus 8 equals negative 3x plus 3. And now this is just like the examples we saw just a moment ago on the previous handout. So step 3 says follow the steps for solving that we were using in the previous lesson. And that one involved things like moving the variable term with the lesser coefficient and continuing to get x by itself by undoing the order of operations. So I'll demonstrate a few of these. In example 1, we have 85 equals negative 5 minus 5 times the quantity 8v minus 2. Step 1 says apply that distributive property to get rid of those parentheses. So I'm going to take that negative 5 and I'm going to multiply it through. That's going to give me negative 5 times 8v and negative 5 times negative 2. So you can see we're really going to have to watch our signs here. I'm going to drop the left side down, drop that equal sign down. That negative 5 in the front just stays. And now I'm ready to do my negative 5 times 8v, which gives me negative 40v, and negative 5 times negative 2, which will give me a positive 10. Step 2 says look for any like terms on the left. There's not much going on over there. Look for any like terms on the right. So I do have like terms on the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and I have these constants that I'm going to combine. Negative 5 plus 10 is a negative 5. So you can either put that in the front or you could put it behind the negative 40v. Negative 5 plus 10 is positive 5. And again, you could also write that, if you don't like that, you could put the 5 first, and then you could put the minus 40v. It does not matter. All right, now we have our basic 2-step. So we focus on the side with the variable. Variables being multiplied by a negative 40 and increased by a positive 5. So again, I want to work backwards. I'm going to start by subtracting 5 on both sides. $85 minus 5 is 80. 5 minus 5 is 0. Those are gone. I'm going to drop down that negative 40v. Negative 40v. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 40. Undo that multiplication by negative 40. And I get negative 2 equals v. So as these equations get more complicated, we find ourselves probably being less confident, wondering if we made a mistake, wondering if our answer is correct. So something that we want to start doing is checking our work. The way we do this when we're solving equations is really we just need to take 2 steps. So we need to first copy the original equations. I'm going to take the original and I'm just going to copy it down. But instead of the variable, I'm going to substitute in my solution of -2. So I'm going to copy that down. I'm going to write 85 equals -5 minus 5 times 8 times, here comes my solution. I think v is -2. So I'm going to write 8 times -2 minus 2. So again, you can see all I'm doing is taking the original. And instead of 8 times v, I'm writing 8 times -2 because that's what I believe the solution to be. Once you've done this, you're going to evaluate the left side and the right side independently. The left side, again, not much going on. It's just 85. So I'm just going to drop it down. But the right side, I need to evaluate that. You can put that in a calculator. I would recommend a calculator instead of doing it in your head. When I get my calculator open, you could be doing the same. So I'm just going to type in into my calculator just what I see. -5 minus 5 parenthesis 8 parenthesis -2, close up the parenthesis, -2, close up the last parenthesis. And sure enough, when I put the right side in, it also gives me 85. So 85 equals 85. That's a true statement. So I know that my solution was correct. All right, one more. Example 2. Because I see parentheses, my first step has to be to eliminate those parentheses using the distributive property. That -2 in the front just stays, but I'm going to multiply the parentheses through by -3. So that gives me -3 times 1 is -3. -3 times -4k is a positive 12k equals -53. So just in case I lost you there with the signs, we got to understand that that 3 right here, that is a negative. So we're doing -3 times 1 minus -3 times 4k. So that's where my signs are coming from. All right, step 2 says, look at the left. Do you see any like terms? So on the left side of the equation, again, I do. I see like terms right there. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to combine those. -2 minus 3 is -5. I drop down the plus 12k equals, on the right side, just a -53. So I'm just going to drop it straight down. And I forgot my k. Hopefully you picked up on that. Good for you if you did. All right, so now I'm back to another 2-step equation, trying to get that variable by itself. So I'm going to add 5 on both sides. The 5's cancel. I'm going to drop down that positive 12k. -53 plus 5, what is that? -48. And that's nice because now when I divide by 12 to undo k times 12, I'm going to get a nice answer. We don't have to get nice answers. We need to understand they're not always going to be nice, but in this case, -48 divided by 12 is -4. And we're going to check our work. So remember, I'm going to take that original equation, and right here, I'm going to take the original, and I'm going to recopy it. But instead of a k, I'm going to plug in, I'm going to substitute -4 in for k. So I have -2 minus 3 times the quantity, 1 minus 4 times k, but instead of k, remember, I'm putting in my solution. Equals -53. So our hope here is that the left side and the right side are in fact equal. So the right side's just a negative 53. So I'm just going to drop that down. And I'm going to hope when I put the left side in my calculator, so when I evaluate this, when I plug it in, I'm going to hope that it actually equals negative 53. So I'm going to my calculator and I'm typing it in just like I see it. Negative 2 minus 3 times the quantity, so I put my parentheses there. 1 minus 4 times negative 4. I'm going to close up my parentheses, and there I go. I get negative 53. So the left side equals the right side. I know that I'm good. All right, you follow these steps and you complete these 4 problems, and hopefully I will see you in class tomorrow.